I do not know exactly when the dream started to feel more real than my own life, but I remember the night it first arrived. It came quietly, without warning, the way storms sometimes appear on a clear day, without clouds, without wind, without signs. I had gone to sleep exhausted from the kind of day that drains you not physically but somewhere deeper where your thoughts live. I expected nothing unusual, only the same familiar darkness, but instead I found myself standing in a place I had never seen yet somehow recognized. The dream opened with silence. Not the comforting kind, but the heavy kind that feels like it is hiding something. There was a long narrow road stretching ahead, and it looked like it went on forever. The sky above me was not day and not night, but something in between, as if the world was holding its breath. Far ahead at the end of the road stood a figure. I could not see the face. I only saw the outline of someone waiting, watching, unmoving, like a shadow that had been waiting long before I arrived. I felt an unexplainable pull toward the figure. My feet moved even though fear pressed against my ribs. With each step the air grew colder, the silence louder, and the sense of familiarity stronger. I had never walked that road, I had never seen that shadow, but I knew deep inside that something about it belonged to me. When I finally got close enough, the figure raised its hand, slowly pointing behind me. I turned and saw something that made my chest tighten. It was me. But not the version standing on the road. The version behind me was sitting in a dim room, head lowered, shoulders shaking, hands covering the face like someone who had just lost everything. The light in the room flickered weakly. A voice whispered from somewhere I could not locate, but I felt each word like it was being carved into my mind. Something is coming. You must be ready. I tried to speak, tried to understand, but the dream dissolved. I woke breathless, sweating, heart racing, as if I had been running for hours. The room around me was quiet, the ceiling familiar, the walls the same as ever, and yet nothing felt normal. The words stayed with me long after the sun had risen. Something is coming. You must be ready. I dismissed it as stress. Just a dream. Nothing more. But dreams do not repeat themselves with such accuracy unless they are trying to tell you something. That night it returned. This time the road was shorter. The sky darker. The shadow closer. And when the voice spoke again, it carried urgency. Look. A door appeared on the road. A door standing alone in the middle of nothing. When it opened, I saw flashes. A phone ringing. A message left unread. A name I cared about. A moment of hesitation. A decision that would break something fragile inside me. None of it made sense, but every piece felt like a warning. I woke again with the same uneasiness. This time I could not brush it aside. I carried the dream with me through the day like a weight in my chest. Every sound felt sharper, every moment stretched thinner. It felt like the world was waiting for something to happen. On the third night the dream changed. The road was gone. The shadow was standing right in front of me. I still could not see the face, but I could feel something from it, sadness maybe, or fear or regret. It pointed again, but this time toward a clock floating in midair. Its hands were spinning too fast, then slowing, then stopping at a specific hour I could not fully see before fading into darkness. You will not have much time, the voice whispered. You can still change what is coming, but only if you listen. When I woke that morning, my phone was vibrating. A message. A long message. From someone who mattered more than I admitted. Someone I had been avoiding. Someone whose voice had been faintly drifting away from my life for months without me noticing. I opened the message slowly, and the first line felt like the sky collapsing. I don't think I can do this anymore. The dream had warned me before reality did. The unread messages, the silence, the distance, the unspoken pain, all the signs were there, but I did not see them. Or maybe I refused to. The dream did not show me a stranger sitting with their head in their hands. It showed me the consequences of my inattention. My decisions. My fears. For days I walked around feeling like I was living inside a premonition. Every moment felt fragile. Every conversation felt thin. I tried calling them. Tried sending messages. Tried fixing what I didn't realize was breaking. But the replies came slower each time until they stopped completely. The dream returned the next night. But this time I was the one sitting in the dim room. Not the shadow version of me but the real me. I recognized my own breathing, my fear, my confusion. The shadow stood beside me, and this time it finally spoke clearly. You were warned not to frighten you but to prepare you. Pain is coming, but so is understanding. I asked who it was. Why it looked like me. Why the future was being shown in dreams instead of life. The shadow simply said, because you only listen when the world is silent. You only see when you close your eyes. When I woke, I finally understood. The dream was not about losing someone. It was about losing myself first. About ignoring the quiet things, the small moments, the red flags, the shifting tone, the hesitations, the cold spaces between words. It was about drifting through life half asleep until the universe shook me awake through a dream. Reality arrived exactly as the dream warned. The distance grew. The connection faded. The person I cared for walked away. And I felt that same image from the dream, sitting alone in a dim room, becoming real. But unlike the dream, I still had a choice. I could stay broken or I could grow. I could repeat the same patterns or I could change them. I could lose myself or I could rebuild. I started with small things. Waking earlier. Listening more. Being present. Letting things matter. Letting people matter. And most importantly, letting myself matter. The dream stopped once the lesson was learned. It has never returned. But its echo stays with me. Some warnings come as words. Some as people. Some as moments. And some arrive in the quiet, lonely hours of sleep as a dream that knows the truth before we do.